Thank you for choosing Vego Garden. Today we are assembling the arched trellis in the VAT45 model, which is made for 2 feet by 6 feet Vego beds. This video can be referenced for all arched trellis models. Inside the box you'll find packages of hardware and all of the pieces you need for your arched trellis. Lay out all of the pieces of the trellis, sorting your upper connectors, which have a notched cut out, and your lower connectors, which have a smooth cut, out into separate piles. Start the assembly by ensuring that your garden beds are placed exactly 4.5 feet apart and are parallel. You can use a measuring tape to ensure that your garden beds are lined up properly. Once your garden beds are placed, the next step is to attach the connectors. The upper connectors attach to the second bolt hole from the top of your garden bed, while the lower connectors attach to the 5th bolt holes of your garden bed. Next, insert a bolt through the connector and garden bed. Your connectors will fit flush into the corrugated pattern of the bed. Secure on the inside of the bed using the nuts, and remember that cap nuts are used for the top 2 rows of trellis connectors. Once the connectors are secured to the garden bed, the next step is to install the longest square poles into the connectors with the flat end down and the notched end up. The pole will be flush with the back and bottom of the connector, and the interior pre-drilled holes should line up. Secure the square poles by holding a flange washer into the space on the outside of the connector, then inserting a bolt through the lower connector and tighten. Once secured, clip the connector caps into place on the outside of the connectors with the Vego Garden logo facing up. Once all of the square poles are secured to the connectors on both garden beds, you can begin building the rest of the trellis. Insert the remaining square poles over the notched top of the existing poles, followed by the arched poles. Ensure that the pre-drilled holes are always aligned, but do not install your hardware quite yet. You can use a step ladder to reach the top of the trellis during installation once all of the arched poles are stacked. The next step is to connect the columns of square poles using the rounded link poles. Refer to the diagrams in your digital manual, noting that horizontal poles alternate positioning the interior of the link pole is threaded and will align with the pre-drilled holes of your arched poles. Insert the larger interior plugs into the holes on the sides that the links will connect to, and insert the smaller exterior plugs into the holes on the outside. Then insert bolts through the square poles and tighten. Repeat this for all joints where the arch poles overlap. Once all the poles are installed where the poles overlap, then we will install additional link poles between each existing pole. Use the same process to install your link poles. If your configuration contains 3 sections, you will install the last set of link poles in the remaining holes between the existing link poles, following the steps that we've used before. Finally, fill all remaining holes with plug inserts. These plugs keep moisture from getting inside of your trellis. And that's it. Your arched trellis is complete. If desired, rope can be tied to the trellis to help smaller vines climb. We recommend using something like hemp rope that can be naturally composted once it's used. We hope this video helped you, and we're wishing you all a beautiful day in your garden.